Four on the Floor, brought to you by Citywide Banks.
Chad is so valuable, and I hear you on the radio all the time, and I keep asking people about juice. So you're not going to participate in Four on the Floor. So you don't know anything about baseball. But tell me about those hamburgers. I'm thinking about going straight. I was hoping, I begged you to bring
Juicy
hamburger because you represent them.
Right.
Are they your friends, or you just like the burgers and you? I assume you have some sort of deal with them. But
they are my radio sponsor. They sponsor my segments, but at this point we're friends and in some ways business partners. And I've got a great relationship with them. But beyond that, it's not just, I'm not just lying about the burgers. They are truly fantastic burgers.
Now, I will tell you the truth. You know I'm opinionated, but I'm honest about my opinions. Are they going to be like the next Smash Burger all over the world?
They don't have plans for world domination. They would just like to conquer Colorado first.
Okay.
So
I've never had one.
I know. That's why I begged him.
You are slipping, Les.
Because
is your nickname Juicy? Can we call you Juicy?
No, please don't call me Juicy. Please don't call
I
me
asked
Juicy.
guys yesterday.
Juicy Chad.
We actually GPS because I can't find it. See, I asked you a couple of times, and I thought it was on the east side of I-25, but it's on the west side.
West side of I-25, Yosemite and Arapahoe. On the
okay,
east
so I
side of
go.
Yosemite,
There's a Papa John's
on the south side.
You know where the Papa John's is?
Arapahoe's.
We'll get in our sponsor. It's across the other way, south of there, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. Well, see, I'm going to go by there. And maybe I'll get you one and bring it in for tomorrow.
I recommend the Chad Brown Buffalo Burger.
Well, Buffalo's a little
tang to it.
I've got to ask you. You talk about that all the time because it's got all sorts of stuff on it. But Buffalo is leaner than ground beef, and you really need your fat in your burger.
The Buffalo's not dry because the name of the place is Juicy Burger. There's not a dry burger on. Even the turkey burger's not dry.
Okay.
Which are notoriously
And you said
dry.
it's kind of a home style thing. So we'll give a free commercial.
That segment brought to you by Juicy Burgers. Next segment brought to you by Citywide Banks. Four on the Floor. 4 questions, 20 seconds each. If you'd like to participate, that's fine. If not, I understand. And when the bell goes off, shh. First question: who wins the National League Cy Young Award?
Arrieta. And I'm going to tell you why. He's like second in 6 categories.
He's number 1 in wins.
Yeah. And really, when it comes down to it, it's about victories. And here's the reason why I think it's going to happen is, how do you choose between Greinke and
Kershaw?
Kershaw. You got one guy who's now just pitched another one hitter.
Kershaw.
Yeah. Do I have to explain that to people?
Maybe.
Last night, a guy pitched a one-hitter. Guess who he is? And the other guy has the lowest ERA in the National League.
Greinke.
But the other guy has 20 victories. So the 2 guys from the Dodgers, who and he doesn't have to tell you, are going to split votes. Because some people are going to say, I like Kershaw better. And Arrieta, since the All-Star break, has had the greatest record in the history of baseball. He has had 14 victories since the All-Star game, and he's had the lowest ERA, below 1 since the All-Star game. You got to give it to Arrieta.
All right, I'm in on Arrieta. And Garrett Cole, who's had a great season, he's going to be 4th. Who wins the National League?
Who's going to be second then?
I think second will be Greinke and third will be Kershaw.
Okay.
MVP of the National League. Got some choices. Arenado is one of them. Bryce Harper is another.
Who's going to get it, or who should get it?
And Andrew McCutchen is the third, probably. Those will be the top 3.
Who should get it, or who will get it? Is that what you're asking?
Who should get it?
Well, you said who wins.
Who should get it?
Well, Harper's going to win. Who should get it? Well, Arenado's not going to get it because he plays in Denver.
Right.
And people go, Philadelphia's a smaller bandbox than Denver. Cincinnati, you can hit home runs out of. I don't know why with the humidor, I don't know why the same conversation comes up about Coors Field all the time. But the guy's going to end up with 130 RBIs, and they're tied at 41, Harper and Arenado. Harper's going to win. Arenado should win if they were any kind of team whatsoever. But I don't like giving it to last place teams.
Well, and if you counted fielding. I mean, I don't know why everybody just ignores that.
Well, they give away gold gloves. I think my vote will be, I get to vote, McCutchen. His team's in the playoffs. He's had a really, really good year. He's the leader of that team. I think I would give it to McCutchen.
I wouldn't. I'd give it to Harper. His numbers, McCutchen's numbers are good, and he helped that team win. His numbers aren't anywhere near Harper's. Harper's had a season for the ages.
The other day,
at 22 years old, my goodness.
The other day when Papelbon grabbed him by the throat, I thought, That just sort of sums up the Nationals' year. They were choke jobs all year long.
Yeah, that's true. All right, third question. Of these 7 pitchers, who should be in the Rockies rotation next year at the start of the season? De La Rosa, Jordan Lyles, John Gray, Eddie Butler, David Hale, Chris Rusin, Chad Bettis.
Bettis. Move on.
That's it? He's the only one. What about De La Rosa?
Butler's been a bust,
Yeah.
and he was my guy.
Well, all right, I'm going to go.
Hale's another.
Yeah, he's just any other guy.
I'm going to go Jag. I call these guys Jags. Just another guy.
Oh, absolutely.
And De La Rosa, it's time to cut that rope. And Lyles can't stay healthy. So
I'm going
Gray. I'm not.
De La Rosa, but I don't want him to be my number 1. I want them to bring in at least 1 and probably 2 veteran free agent pitchers who have had success. Pay the money. So De La Rosa, Bettis has shown me enough. He should be in the rotation. And I think John Gray, but I'd like to see John Gray at the back of the rotation.
I'd like to see him win.
I want to see him the 5th starter.
I'd like to see him win 1 game before we put him in the rotation.
That would be nice. All right, last question. Can the Cubs prove that Back to the Future was right by winning the World Series? If you remember the movie Back to the Future, this was the year 2015 that the Cubs actually won the World Series.
You should explain
I'll go
that
first.
One. So he goes to the future and he finds a magazine, and the guy who's the bad guy that was always knocking him around uses it and bets on games because he knows that
he knows who the winners will be.
Knows the outcome, and the Cubs win the World Series this year. Wouldn't that be something? I'm saying I would love for that to happen. I'd like to see the Cubs and the Yankees in the World Series. That would be. The commissioner just said, wouldn't that be great for baseball? Cubs and Yankees. That would be. Do you really want to see the Royals and the Astros in the World Series?
No, I don't want to see that.
Nobody would pay attention.
Yeah, it's too. Look, the Cubs have had some great success, but it's a year maybe too early. 2 meaning TWO, too early. They've got a great pitcher at the top of the rotation. After that, Lester's okay. Hasn't had a particularly good season. They don't have enough pitching, and they're so young. They're just not ready. They're not going to win the World Series this year.
The Milwaukee Braves won the World Series, got the World Series twice in the 50s, and they had 2 pitchers. They had Lou Burdett and Warren Spahn, 2 Hall of Fame type guys. Lou Burdett won 3 games. You can win with 2 pitchers, because they can each win 4 games. The last time I checked, the World Series is 4 games. 2 pitchers, they each win 2 games. You win the World Series.
You have to get through a few other series before you get to the World Series.